Welcome back, everyone. After that charming and wonderful adventure into the land of madness and insanity, I think it's time we go back to a game that makes sense. At least, some amount of sense. And with
Indeed.
me today is a new special guest, courtesy of Brick Road. You may not have heard of him, but why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I am KefkaFloyd, friend of Brick Road, and I'm here to provide guest commentary.
Now, you're not from the GameSpite Talking Time forums, are you?
No, I am not.
Well, where are you from?
I'm from a lot of places. Brick Road and I have known each other for the better part of probably 12 years at this point, so we kind of transcend communities.
Oh, that's interesting. You are the same KefkaFloyd who's done a few Let's Plays on the Let's Play archive, right?
That is correct.
It's
It's been a long time. It was back when video LPs were the hot new thing, and we were trying to figure out what exactly we were doing at that time.
So, about like what's going on right now, then.
Yeah, something like that. Except, people have had a chance to figure out what's going on. For the most part, when I did it, it was not this technically good, I tell you that much.
Yeah. You can check out KefkaFloyd's LPs at lparchive.org if you're as bored as I am.
Not really sure if they want to, but they can if they want.
Yeah, it's useful for historical value.
Indeed. Alright, so we're going to this dungeon here. I had a chance to catch up on some of the videos in this Let's Play, and this ROM hack, I'm not really a ROM hack kind of guy, but I do like seeing people give it a go, and the technical details you guys were giving in the last couple of videos were really interesting, how they, how it's really difficult to actually make these ROM hacks work.
Yeah. Especially because in the original Legend of Zelda, I think the only editor that has ever been developed for it is Hyrule Magic, and not only is the game itself sort of based on a spit and polish code base, but the editor is even worse. I'm not sure if it's badly coded or if it's just trying as hard as possible to get it right, but it still can't make it work.
Yeah, it's knowing programmers, it's probably a case of where they try to do things basically just to get things done, and if it's a little messy, they figure people aren't really going to see these editing tools, so they don't need to be quote-unquote clean.
Now, there's so much I could rant about that. I would argue that writing a tool that way would keep real artistry from ever developing. I think the best example of ROM hackery right now is Lunar Magic, but no one seems to care to put in that much devotion to editors for different games.
Interesting.
Hyrule Magic came a little bit close, but besides the problem of overworld editing, which is nearly impossible because of various technical reasons, but it also tends to corrupt whatever game you're trying to work with in random places.
So you don't even know if, when you're all done, whether it's even going to work.
Yes, which makes Parallel Worlds an even bigger achievement than you might think. And yet, for all that...
I remember a long time ago, in an LP land far, far away, watching something to do with Parallel Worlds, but it's been such a long time that unfortunately I can't really remember a lot of it.
Consider yourself lucky, then.
Indeed. But the nice thing about this, at least this ROM hack, from the videos of yours that I've been watching, is that it doesn't at least look ridiculously hard. Like, a mortal like me could probably, play it reasonably well.
Yeah, it was designed for that purpose. In fact, I think you should probably be thankful that it has been restored at least to this amount of quality. I mean, like, I mentioned before that at first they didn't really know what all the rooms were supposed to look like because no videos of the original game had ever shown up yet.
Right.
I hate those fire shooting things that only shoot fire when you slash your sword.
Well, at least in this game, it looks like for the most part, it's designed to be played without a sword in a lot of cases. So you can at least work around it a little bit.
That's an interesting notion. Maybe a swordless run-through might be possible with this game, but I'm not gonna try it. We're already running long enough as it is. And I even have some vague clue as to what to do.
Well, I believe you mentioned that you had played this before. It's how long has it been since you last played it?
Oh, a year or two, give or take.
See, that's the one of the hardest times because just long enough ago that you kind of vaguely remember it, but your memory can play tricks on you with that.
Plus the fact that it has been changed since then to look more like the original broadcast was supposed to be.
Also, I hate those little spinny cross thingies. I don't know their technical name, but I've always hated them.
They're called bubbles. And I know this because I work with Zelda Classic a lot, and you have to know the names of all the various enemies in that game to know what you're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, power gloves.
Yeah, they're exactly like the ones I had, except you can use them more than once in a single screen. Kind of like the difference between the blue candle and the red candle in the first game.
Interesting.
I always hated that. I would just give out the red candle instead of the blue candle because it seems like an artificial limitation that serves no purpose.
Well, way back in the day, the purpose was to make the game artificially longer. As far as they were concerned, they wanted to, just give a little bit of extra time. They said, oh, this guy, you can't do that, but we've progressed beyond that kind of leveling techniques in video games.
Yeah, now we have hour-long cutscenes that you can't skip.
I hate those.
The idea of a game is that you can play it again. At least by Twilight Princess they finally realized this. So you can double tap the start button to skip pretty much any cutscene. I've mentioned it before, but I don't replay Wind Waker very much because they didn't do that.
Now, I like one thing you'd mentioned that they did with this is instead of having to keep tapping your sword to find like hollows in the wall, you can just swing it once and it'll make a different noise. That's pretty clever.
Yeah, but why did they choose the crumbling bush noise?
They were too lazy to make up a new noise.
Well, they could have just used the ping noise, same as if you were to tap it.
Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that.
And here's another question. We're in the water dungeon, I believe, and we're fighting sandworms.
Yeah, what's the deal with the sandworms?
And there's no ice rod yet, so I can't just blow them away like I did in the previous video.
You seem to be doing pretty well with them so far.
Yeah, they are at half health in this game, as with every other boss.
So what did we get here?
You got a strange stone tablet. This strange stone tablet has a significance because you can't beat the game without it.
Interesting.
Also, new timer feature in this chapter, a pet golden bee. You'll be following me around for at least the next 10 minutes.
Oh, most excellent.
The buzzing kind of gets on your nerves, though.
So did they give you the golden bee just because, or is it supposed to have a purpose in this case?
Maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't, but I don't understand Japanese, and I'm not about to try. Ooh. I've always thought these guys look kind of like California raisins.
Yeah, I could. When you throw the magic powder on me, yeah, I can buy that.
Meta Man doesn't like arrows. Gee, all this time I thought it was lag that he didn't like.
Slither. See, those are like the least helpful hints I can think of because, I mean, everybody